What's going on, guys? You got Matt Mastro here from the Muscle Blueprint. Here today we're going to talk about more of what's going on the news because honestly, I think this is a very strong mental health kind of case that we have going on here because we have the Reddit traders, your everyday common folk versus Wall Street and the hedge funds. So essentially what's going on here, we have the everyday person who is betting for a company. Essentially, they're driving the price up of GameStop and other stocks such as AMC movie theaters, driving the price upwards to make it more of a valuable company, while you have these hedge funds who are betting against the company, who basically they make money for themselves and the clients by saying that a company is going to either downgrade or fail, and by doing so, they're able to make money for themselves and the people that are associated with them. Now, this has been going on forever, and of course, it's never really been a thing that people focus on as a super negative because more times than not, these hedge funds are correct. They make good moves that are going to help them to accumulate money for their clients. This time around, this is the first time that social media and the internet has really come together to really raise the price of something and really to just attack what is going on in the world to try to make themselves some money. And what I think is really the main focus here is the fact that these hedge funds, although they're losing billions of dollars, they could lose billions of dollars based on how high up these people are able to drive the stock. But the real focus is how it's actually brought our country together, agreeing on certain issues, agreeing about things. Democrats, Republicans, you have these people that are so far left and so far right that are finally able to agree like, whoa, hold on, Wall Street. You're up to no good. Something's wrong here. These people are playing the same game that you're playing. They should be able to make money too. Whatever you risk, you should be able to either make back and accumulate with, or if you lose it, you lost what you risked. It's one way or the other. And that's how it should be for everyone on the free market. That's what makes us America. So what's crazy, other than the fact that this is happening for the first time and nobody really knows how to react to it. Nobody really knows what the possibilities are. Is this stock, is GameStop going to go to 1,000 and be the most wealthy company in America? Or is this going to get the rug pulled from it and everything's going to plummet? And these people on Reddit and these people that are the common folk going to lose whatever they invested or, have to pull out their money with a smaller amount of profit. Nobody really knows. There's no telling. What we do know, and I'm not going to call out individual names of companies because I don't think that's appropriate and God only knows what the power of these companies are capable of doing, but certain brokerages that are super popular are sort of manipulating certain things that are happening on the market. And it seems extremely fishy and extremely unfair to the people that are not capable of doing things pre and post market hours. So hedge funds and these big traders are able to do things when the market closes. Common folk like myself, like most of the people on Reddit, if not all of them, aren't really able to do anything but watch their money just get stolen, just decline and fall apart. So what happened was that these places that really were controlling all of our money, where we invested, were able to say, hey, you are no longer able to purchase stock for, let's say, GameStop. You can't purchase. If you can't purchase, you can't make the price go up. It has one choice, and that is to fall. If you can't buy, then you can only sell. If you sell, the price falls. AKA, when they announced this at 7:30 in the morning before the markets opened, everybody just got to watch a landslide of their money getting taken from their account. Just like that. You had 2 hours of just sitting there and watching all of your profit turn into losses and go back into these hedge funds who were able to really capitalize off of what seems like a really fishy situation. It seems unfair because it's never been done before. People can't limit things. It's just not a rightful move. So now, obviously, lawsuits all over the place on certain brokerages. You have complaints. You have customer service issues. You have PR issues everywhere because, certain apps are video games and certain apps are livelihoods. That's like something that I recognize from this. If you're playing a video game and you lose the game, you start over. If you're in the market and somebody cheats, essentially, or changes the rules and takes your money, that is changing people's livelihoods. You're not playing a game anymore. The market, sometimes you can pretend that the market's a game when it comes to little things, little profits, little this, little that. But when you do your due diligence, you study, you work with a group of people who like a stock, and the price goes up because no one's going to buy a stock that everybody hates. Why would you do that? It doesn't make sense to do it. If everybody hates something, then your due diligence would tell you, I'm not going to buy that. So the power of the internet is different than what anybody from the past is used to. So you got these people that are coming on CNBC, whatever it may be, on these different channels that are hurt. And I'm not saying it's like the people that are like the hosts or anything of that show. I'm saying that these hedge fund people, the people that have made a crazy amount of money in the past, that are saying that it's unfair that these kids, these hooligans, are gathering up to force a price to go up on a stock. It's not fair. How can they do this? They don't deserve to be investing, essentially. They don't deserve to make money. They're not smart enough to make money. Holy shit. Imagine somebody telling you that because they lost on their bet that you're not fucking smart enough to be there. They're basically crying over this shit now. It's crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. These guys have plans. Hedge funds are smart. These people are smarter than 99% of the people involved in the market, in a free day trader, whatever it may be. They know what they're doing. They're going to find a way around this. They're going to pull loopholes. They're going to do something to make sure that they can make their money back. It's inevitable. This is not going to be something that just is the end of hedge funds. Like, there's no way that they don't retaliate in a way that's going to benefit them. This stock, GameStop, might go all the way up to 1,000, and then these guys can short it again from 1,000 all the way to 1, and it can make, God knows, trillions of dollars. Crazy. Who knows? There's really no way of predicting it because it's never been done before. And like anything else, it's never happened before. You really can't say anything. You can only come up with assumptions, and these things are changing every day because the rules are changing every day. Now, I obviously am rooting for the common folk, the people that are playing, the people that are, tweeting AMC to 1,000, GameStop to 1,000, we're going to the moon, all this crazy shit that everyone's saying. I'm all for it. Hell yeah. People are coming together. People are making money. People are holding strong as a team. Like, that's never happened. That's awesome. It's cool. What I don't understand, and I'm sure somebody can comment and actually help me with this, but people that are just day traders like myself, I've been trading in the market for about 2.5, 3 years now. I would never say that I'm an expert by any means, but I have learned how to read charts. I have learned how to read the certain numbers, patterns, different things like that. Like, I've learned that, and I'm not an expert by any means. I've definitely won. I've definitely lost, like anybody else. But what I don't know is, like, what I needed to learn first was risk management and money management. And I can't put $50,000 on a bet hoping that I'm going to win, because if I lost $50,000, like, that could change a lot of things in my life. Unfortunately, like, I would have to change certain things about the way that I live. Now, I don't understand with hedge funds that place these massive bets, like, who's controlling the risk management? Where is the idea of cash management, risk management, and understanding that, hey, like, maybe you got to use the internet as well to realize that stock that you bet against, there are 2 million people that are saying, fuck you, it's going to go the other way. And I think that's part of due diligence. If not, like, that's where due diligence is done now. It's not just, learning about a company, like that's great. You should learn about a company, their goals, their missions, what they plan to do in 5 years, 1 year, whatever it may be. But the internet is our most powerful source of information. To do your due diligence, you need to see what people like. You need to see if there's a trend. You need to see if there's anything that they're trying to change in order to make themselves better. And ultimately, the internet is just, it's almighty. There's no way to beat the internet unless you cheat, unless you change the entire rules. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the internet suddenly goes out on Monday when trading hours open. Something stupid like that. You know, because there's just ways of people to beat systems, unfortunately, and that's just very un-American. And it hurts to see that things like that can happen in our country because you would hope for better. And there's rumors that go around. I don't want to spread rumors. I don't know the facts of anything. All I know is what looks fishy, what seems fishy, the PR statements that have been made to keep everything kind of on the DL and not try to blow anybody's spot up. But there's a lot of fishy situations going on with Wall Street and these banks and brokerages that are controlling all of this money. It's really not a fair game. It's dangerous at this point. It's become straight up gambling because no longer does your due diligence matter with certain stocks, because if somebody changes the rules, how are you going to play? If I'm playing blackjack and I get 21, but then you tell me actually you were supposed to get 20, you fucking lose, how am I going to ever play the game again and expect to win? If the rules can change that easily, how can you continue to play? You won't play. You'll step out. You'll say, fuck this. I don't know. You're just going to take my money. It's a donation at that point. Watching this all unfold might be one of the craziest, most historic things that I can remember since I've been involved in the stock market for sure. But it's crazy. And the stock market is suddenly on a decline with certain things. And granted, this was supposed to happen. Corrections happen a lot. But the fact that it's happening now shows you that there's fear in the market. People are scared because they're not really understanding how certain things are happening. They're not trusting the people that are controlling the money. And those things combined are going to cause a huge backlash, if you ask me, in some way, shape, or form. Now, it should be great to have more people investing. I feel like people have give you that advice since you're a kid, pretty much. Say, hey, what do you do with your money? You know, saving money is great. You should have money saved up, but you need your money to work for you. Until it starts working for you, though, and you start making money, and then somebody comes on and says, actually, just kidding. Like, we changed the rules. Fuck you. You're going to lose your money. Like, it's very weird what's happening right now, and I don't know how it's going to end up. I'll probably update this to a part 2 in a week or two when things settle down. But it's a really interesting time. You got people on Twitter going after each other, and you know, whether they're on the Reddit side or the short side. You got people in Congress that are now suddenly teaming up together that we've never seen before, that are like agreeing with the cause. What a crazy time. What kills me the most, though, honestly, this is just politics is not my thing, but what kills me is that a lot of American people have been basically begging the government to send a stimulus check, $600, $1,400, whatever the number is now, for months and months in a pandemic. And the banks, not calling out any banks in particular, but the banks were able to change the rules to force hedge funds and whatnot to not lose all of the money that they were losing. They still definitely lost at the time. They're going to end up winning. There's going to be a way where they win in some other stock, or whether it's when the stock starts to drop, whatever. But it's crazy how they were able to change the rules to benefit those people, but they can't benefit the common folk of America, the regulars, the middle class, low class, whatever you want to call it. They can't help those people when they're in times of need. And there's people that have lost hundreds and thousands of dollars, millions of dollars on the stock market. And, you know, the people that make the money pretty much just take what they earned, I guess. Because, I mean, if you bet and you win, you win. But there's no remorse for the common folk losing money. And suddenly there's remorse for these giant banks and companies that were losing. And it's just not a fair system. So we have these Americans that are just begging and pleading to try to get a little extra cash in their pocket through a stimulus check. We finally found a way to beat the system. And it's not by cheating. It's just by coming together and having conversation about a stock that you like, which is completely illegal unless there's an insider on there and it turns into collusion. But there's no evidence of that. It all seems like just a plain old conversation between a couple 100,000 Americans. And what is crazy, like, we found a way to make money. We did it together. People got paid out. Some people got paid out. Some people are still all in. And, like, America couldn't take that, you know? And I'm a patriot through and through. I got American flags all over my house. But it sucks to see. At least maybe we could say Wall Street couldn't take that. They couldn't take the fact that people were making money and probably made way more than what a stimulus check would give them. But, yeah, it's crazy that we just don't want to help more people more quickly, you know? Like, I'm sure there's a million loose ends. There's a million things that you could tie together to the reason why stimulus checks and whatnot can't be sent out like that. I don't understand all of that, but it seems simple enough that people are in need, and when they find a way to help themselves, it kind of got retracted and seen as a bad thing almost. Like, hey, you're not supposed to do that. Damn. Imagine somebody telling you what you can and can't do, what you can buy and can't buy, what you can invest in and can't invest in, how much money you're allowed to make. That sounds like socialism a little bit, and I'm not going to get into all the politics of that, but I just feel like everybody's entitled to do whatever they want to do and make whatever they want to make and show up and do their best. And if you lose what you invested based on fair grounds, based on how the market volatility is and things go up and down, then you lost. You lose. But when you lose because the rug got pulled out from under you, that ain't right. That's not how it's going to work. You're going to make people lose faith in way too many things that you don't want people to lose faith in. So, I will update this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Hopefully, we have more answers and we have a little bit more clarity to certain things. I'm sure there's going to be breaking news stories. Without a doubt, there'll be something to talk about. So, if you are invested, good luck. I'm rooting for you guys. If you are a short, if you're one of those people that's losing money right now, I'm not rooting against you to lose money forever. I hope that you find a new way and you adapt to the internet and the way that people have learned how to work together in order to try to be successful. It's an adapt or die type of mentality. That's what it comes down to. That internet is a powerful source, and if you learn how to use it, the possibilities are literally endless in all aspects. So, this was a long podcast. I appreciate you guys listening. Good luck if you're on the market. Good luck staying involved and making sure that you're making history right now, because you are literally the number one story on the news. There's COVID going on. There's talks with Russia and different countries and continents about, avoiding war and nuclear transactions. There were pipe bombs found in Washington, D.C. There's schools that aren't being reopened. All this shit is happening right now. And the number one story is Reddit making trades and people that are making money. That's fucking crazy. But also, I'm hyped. Hyped to see people coming together and working together. So, thanks for listening, guys. I'm going to let the outro take over from here. Matt Mastro, Muscle Blueprint.